Openi, mainly with description of the meeting a course and can say Enra. How would you describe it?
My describe and say diplomatic joggling and ECOWAS which of course Oman yes Oman yes they will seem to be disgraced because as a bloc 70 member nations to me they did a juggling. Whether that juggling and the community decision taking would have any impact, they the ECOWAS themselves know they cannot act in excess. They cannot do anything in excess after the 6 months ultimatum they've given. The mandate is very clear. The mandate is that the first person who staged a coup d'etat the Guinea against the Guinean people, against the constitution of Guinea, was Alpha Condé himself. Meaning, the first elected democratic president of Guinea since 1958, is Alpha Condé. Meaning, Alpha Condé, Alpha Condé, show Guineans in who say he's the only democratic person minded enough and to rescue Guineans from the shackles of military dictatorship and military rule. Let us not forget, post-independence Guinea, a year secretary Odi 26 years, Owupa Akunyano so. Lassana Conte, Obedi 24 years, Owuta Akunyano so. Sekuba Konate, Onon Nema Alpha Condé, the life warrior, because at that time, now 40 years ago, Alpha Condé was the young man who came out. He was in his early 30s. And we show Guinean people deserve better post-independent. In 2009, as a Cuba, Ohudu government, as a military leader, following the death of your friend Lassana Conte, only 9 months, and no call elections. And the only person the country knew democratically and were elect, the mindset was Alpha Condé. It was an overwhelming victory, and a party and your friend rally people's Guinean people, rally of the Guinean people. Over to Maba, when you have 85 to 90%, because not Guinea for elections is that. And to say, also Lassana Conte was doing 6 years. Now, no, near the usual French way, no, 6 years, Togo, Munia, they because 7 Gabon. And to under 5, no, test to the bar 5. So he was overwhelmingly welcomed with his decisions, if not anything at all, what you might reduce the tenure by 1 year each. And it's all 2 times the 10 years, which was widely received. And then the man in the tenderest applause from the Guinean people at the time. Not forgetting, Alpha Condé elections. Alpha Condé is standing against Lassana Conte, who was even a military half or more military civilian leader in 1993, 1995. Or contest now when Guinea for a support room. Emma timer, thank God to them. As the Guineans say, thank God, Lassana Conte is dead. Because no 2 iron no be intimate to know. And this will call now waba. And then pa and effect because Alpha Condé Eba government, now he was already 73 years. 73 years. It is why chasing government presidency of Guinea, fighting for the Guinean people democracy, since you were about 36 until 73, over 40 something years and now president. Who's supposed to give them and show the Guinean people the love of democracy and the taste of democracy? According to 2015 elections, we are 2020, Obianim said, Lassana Conte, on the party, the rally for the Guinean people, or the vice president, and now the bill for back. But let us not forget, 10 years rule of Alpha Condé, the whole West Africa, number 1. Or you saw 5 prime ministers. It will be a dictator. ECOWAS, are they aware or not that they should show which West African country, as he did say His Excellency, the President of the Republic, now the Danko Akufo-Addo, walk on the second term, no, you should Vice President Makumako 5. And he short time said he wasn't prepared to go. But ECOWAS voting here, well, thank you. Or call election now, ultimate force majority, it change the election, said, or call, they expect ECOWAS. Any presidents in the Knahon, you may deal with them one by one. Said, Alpha Condé, Omoji, Guinea Constitution, and Omokikan, The constitution of Guinea na Alpha Conde etimi changing na okote a trial mandate no to a mandate no. Oma busan so try to tell me we are witness. Alpha Conde didn't seal the presidential tenure. ECOWAS more infa. More car constitution wasem, constitutional order wasem. Only seal and flaw, as we call it, on his tenure. Meaning say, or 3 years in you, or 30 years, now he can go to say the Côte d'Ivoire, Togo for the year. Obetima call 3rd term, Obetima call 4th term, Obetima call 5th term. On Alpha Conde, any last Conte, any IF secretary, find a dictator in this regard. Yam Fantonche, Otime succeed yana or call the 3rd term now or call. At that time, no, the cry of the Guinean people, the masses, the opposition, find a Alpha Conde man used to not do opposition for. As we speak, boys will buy no more be opposition for no more jail. The people he used, any Sokuba, the people used any Domboya. How come by say civilian government or court special forces now will draw the powers of the military, not the mass special forces? Oma the boy need the power to recruit his own army. Oma the boy need the power to have his regional offices. Abra Guinea, all the 9 regions or 9 regions, you know, only need regional army command. But the special forces of Guinea, you know, or regional army command, are a special forces unit. The boys, you know, assume the rule of governorship. Now, ECOWAS, Muslim call first law of the diplomatic approach, and he said, Eba ya a new emergency summit. Make I say, president of the ECOWAS or chairman must call for emergency meeting. Moya virtual meeting. Munko krom hon kran that day no. Na sanctions ni amoka ho asemian. Medical sanction ma ban Guinea. Now in any case, the boy had assumed and resumed the role of head of state. So the oye coup. So yeah, then when you president in every I capture at the seat of Guinea in Uswa or head of state. At that time, no, Mama Etia says some of the high level powered delegation and Amudiko Guinea. Let us note, West Africa, there were 17 ECOWAS presidents. West Africa, there were 4 vice presidents in the case of the Commonwealth countries. Ghana, Nigeria, Gambia, and Sierra Leone. French foreign Yusuf vice president and speaker of parliament. Ghana speaker of parliament is number 3. There were 11 speaker of parliaments on the West Africa. And there were 13 prime ministers. 13 prime ministers of West Africa. In the case of your friends, the Portuguese foreign, any French foreign, 13 prime ministers. Now, 13 prime ministers in hierarchy of diplomacy. Foreign minister is not a top. Our only lead delegation, our other friends said the high-powered delegation. At that time, I know Muko Krumhol. Adena Sebi, Ghana president, 1 lead delegation uncle. Adena Togo, 4, 1 Kobi. Adena Niger, Mamadou, 1 Kobi. Adena Buhari, 1 ko. Adena Burkina Faso, 1 ko. Adena Alassane Ouattara, Obianko. Namoma, or if you're a head of state, you know, or high ECOWAS powerful delegation or high power delegation, urban, led by Ghanaian foreign minister. Till today, the other delegates and other members of MKOE. Till today, you read the list of the people are OMD, na Ayokobuchi ECOWAS, but Omaba. Some of us were asking, yes, Oma sitting as Dumboya. Thankfully, say, Dumboya had to take care of the man. Oma who be basabasa. Na me hese nke bia kra nko mkoye no. Ta photo bi nya adwuma say, ye ne Alpha Conde a picture. Na me bisa say, wo sanction no ahead of arrival no. And at that time there was no state protocol of Guinea because we shut it down. The ECOWAS membership, any delegation ECOWAS, why na eba be Shiomo airport. Now a sanctioned government, how do you allow to be met on arrival, protocol-wise, you know, with a sanctioned government officials? That one was a big flaw diplomatically. The boy respectfully allowed the airspace, our local, we do not know, we don't want to know. Maba report, you know, when we had a press conference on arrival of the foreign ministers led by Madam Nabuchi. Nasa Maba, Nasa president. we assume that the report, as they normally do in foreign ministers, are copy a report about their bread presidents. Now, what here? Strict sanctions. And ECOWAS at the months of 6 months time, they return to constitutional order. Amazingly, where is the constitutional order in Guinea? Which one of them? The constitutional order of the Guinean law, constitutional African any tenure floor, any timeline of tenure, and then the constitutional order no more can. And meanwhile, Nippon assumed the role of the state was a use of a constitution. And the ECOWAS meaning very well said there's no constitution in Guinea as we speak. And I was expecting said they were going to do diplomatic proposal in consultation with the international partners said under the circumstances, their countries are you and the could take care. Their countries are a block and a could take care until the election is a my master suggestion more my almost said 6 months time or return to constitutional order. Now maybe that's a simple question. Our today no mama ECOWAS for me say constitutional order no the alpha con the changing and I said the Guinea for changing first. They are now first. Month apart from making what is called a brush, a mention, say problem no the constitution, the alpha country. Meanwhile, all of you must be guilty and find yourself guilty, say. Alpha country change constitutional Guinea for soon. Our chin opposition on the Gumba Pimsa boy be you. Most are called grace of that illegality. How do you legalize illegality? How do you legalize illegal constitution? And then when there to support and when there to grace the occasion in your numbers. Now you have a better fee. Next year you coup and your dear tour. Now must have better Accra. My baby, my no son. My bubia, Namuvia, Martinasi. Now her president's in a buy. I take Togo. For a yadema. You must have said, when the father Wuyeno, the one who was in the top army hierarchy was the defense minister, and a brother. ECOWAS members, Enra, more sanctioned Dumbuya. 4 years the match in the brother from the time and Papa Guye. Over 10 years ago. Watching the Papano, watching Nya, the brother and half brother, up to now, who was then supported by the Togolese people to succeed the father, all things being equal. So if I chose arrest, and this detention, how can somebody like 4 years speak on a subject, on issue of constitutional order? Yamfa the man thinking. Hassan Ouattara, yes, I respect his achievement within this short time. Yes, he's done very well. What was the issue against Alassane Ouattara himself? Alassane Ouattara, during the time of Houphouët Boigny, yes, 100% Burkinabe. Houphouët Boigny, Tamana Côte d'Ivoire, Bosnian Mo, IMF and World Bank. Alassane Ouattara was a deputy director of World Bank. So when he had gone for a loan, and catcher and said, yes, you are Ivorian Blue her, and indeed, Alassane Ouattara and Mamman and Papumina, only a farmer at Côte d'Ivoire, one but when you're Ivorian. There were Alassane Ouattara and a more money a day. And Houphouët Boigny invited and said, now who goes to your Côte d'Ivoire, they are Ivorian, come up down a one, and will find the Bay and the Premier Minister, the first Prime Minister, and Alassane Ouattara. Only Alassane Ouattara were horn. Everybody assumed, said, no, that was the presidency. Then the Côte d'Ivoire constitution suggests a Speaker of Parliament. That Ankona Bedie, who is the son of your friend, Houphouët Boigny, and Rodin Bey president. Obey president, Kona Bedie himself, Ivorians believe that Alassane Ouattara's economic friends and knowledge. And one of Kona Bedie introduced what is called a key Ivoirien. Politique ivoirité, c'est the Côte d'Ivoire nationality politics. And will say, Obiaye Ivorian, so mammy, and no papa, born and bred in Côte d'Ivoire, and will introduce a pair, mother and father, they are the Ivorians. If Alassane Ouattara doesn't fit, and Mumijan Kwame in America, and also called World Bank. But a numuno, and then a Kona Bedie, a time. Ama sa Côte d'Ivoire guy obey coup 6 months here okotu kona bidie otu kona bidie no ono no ya na agin so otena so no na go reinforce so no antim watawo na ibe mu adade omsukun no what you say onko ni ye no na ye elections na your friend say Laurent Gbagbo fire deuxième mandat 2 mandates in 5 years come na be your friend Laurent Gbagbo call the first 5 years no second 5 years no and also try to change the constitution that time no now actually Cote d'Ivoire mu because of the same constitutional problems Alassane Ouattara basa trip will be I'm surprised che kro mu because of Alassane Ouattara Soron Guillaume or chemu from Boaké to Danani to Daloa and on for kro fa and Laurent Gbagbo so tefa uprising and what they are then the force United Nations ECOWAS and play no role. United Nations in the force here. So Becca President Mills and UPSM. That was part of the reasons.
Yeah.
And no more then. Omo ever force near elections. And elections, you know, ECO second term a year friend is a runoff on and a French for Etissimo and a Soron Guillaume every super every year. Your friends every two, Laurent Gbagbo chain choir. Omo chain choir. Everybody expected the same thing as on the strategy. Say Alassane Ouattara be con 2 terms. No so sorry no akọ. Papa den you hu ye. O wie ni 2 terms no. No atima change the constitution say. Wontimi mfa MPP in the case of Ghana. Wontimi mfa NDC in the case of Ghana. Enko His Excellency Nanado. So we MPP 2 terms na. Obetima ko PPP. E pa ko sidum party no. Abe presidential candidate. Name Muntimi mfa onwano ni party no APC na you know ultimate mfa nko no otima change constitution ECOWAS ye din Ghana na mo way Nigeria no way Togo no way opposition ahead of that you know obi an oppose Alassane Ouattara what happened Ouattara okọ yi no ko wuye okọ short term within the 2-3 days wakowu America Soron Guillaume who was the speaker of parliament who says Alassane me na me fight to my be a president. Me na me uprising 10 years check Cote d'Ivoire mu say I'll be to manya kwan aba. Me ni speaker of parliament. Ma me so party me me wo party me. Na me ntimi nya den me so me stand as presidential candidate. O se ma tinya problem. Ye adwen ho. Why ya de any one come here president. And was soon and say uncle Belgium, uncle represent Cote d'Ivoire. Okwa ya no di control no so. Soron Guillaume e wo exile. ECOWAS mu kan ho asemra. Soron Guillaume, or no, the Alassane Ouattara, president of the Cote d'Ivoire, no, young man, no, Eza. Very interesting thing. Soron Guillaume fought for Laurent Gbagbo. Laurent Gbagbo was a discharge, no, the renewal of passport. Cote d'Ivoire passport renewal, I didn't remember Cote d'Ivoire because of the triumphant receipt ahead of the election. No, Cote d'Ivoire renew until said, Alassane Ouattara, a changing party. Koulibaly, the vice president, a party ni he said, on Pama Koulibaly no contrasting. Koulibaly wuye. Jenna Ouattara wuye. Hey, wuye no, answer Bakuya, Osabe, the Bakayoko. Bakayoko was the next person, the party was forcing Alassane, Pama Bakayoko, one was training in political permanent. What happened to Bakayoko? Ahead of the election, 1 week or so, Bakayoko susu wuye. ECOWAS na mo himfa. Alassane Ouattara tima betina Accra. Aji diplomatic reception. Aji awevu Cote d'Ivoire flag. Ni ambassador receiving. Atima betina kache se Guinea Coup omun sorry. No omun sam fama afakondi because he was able to succeed in Cote d'Ivoire. It is sad. It is indeed very sad. In any case, ECOWAS was sanctioned Obia and then comic funny. I'm sorry, with all due respect, sending us home access. They are freezing all the assets. Omunchame, African to African. Togo Prime Minister, Togo President, Togo National Bia, na you krumha. Onchame, Togo National Bia Nisika de krumha. Our government. Onchame, Dombuya, 36-year-old boy, ni access to krumha ede. Ni military boys on one let you offer more get to. One more access for him. Guinea access ben or Ghana. Ghana access ben or Guinea. ECOWAS, so be any focal. Munina mo ya beggars in the international market. Munina na mo salai, and I'm call IMF. Munina na mo salai, mo call your friends at World Bank. Some of us have met you at World Bank. I won't mention countries, but just last 2 years, we know countries around it. Mo call World Bank. Mo call Cope loan, na mo til limousine. the other sanction loan na mamuno oba adwuma the bicycle ne buy ECOWAS that's what they do omuko IMF finance minister government officials American Washington K Avenue K Street no makoda hotel Trump hotel wia no ma limousine no mu dem okwa akodi loan or the limousine the oba approve loan ECOWAS members no ya aware the oba approve loan oba adwuma or the bicycle and the deba. Tell me, ECOWAS member country, ebe no wa honto. More block on you old than the EEC. European Union was a coal mining association some years ago. She said we must modify no. What in 1975? Some one member country what help Ghana man building a bridge with ECOWAS funds. Some one country, Sao Tome and Principe, say ECOWAS, what makwa data ho na wa bajisika or ECOWAS fund. It took us what freeze will be assessor. Some of us would laugh. Mumu said Dumbo and assess were him fan. Namun Sambusa, what are you cool? Or the colonial masters, who is France? No, France or her. But Institute, Omunkasai. European Union, which France is a key member next to Germany, the two powerful countries. Europe, because France and Kasai. ECOWAS. More United Nations representatives and you'll be able to say our own in chambers or issue one statement. African Union, you subscribe to the United Nations as representative on the African continent. Madam Hannah Foreign Minister Ghana. They haven't made any speech. UN has not spoken. Because Obia why you coup, why you take over? The UN look at the reaction of the citizenry. They need atrocities to say Rohingya, rebels. Our Burma. They need atrocities. Our countries like Sadia, other places could take care. Omutit in conform. Or to Saturday, Sunday morning. Monday, and it only the Guineans and Juma. From Tuesday, calmement, very calm, peaceful. Guinea Nibia Juma. Waka and Wakachi Guinea for said, Papa ni and Papa, I will not touch him. And he warned the soldier said, Netushpa. Kaken. Don't touch anybody. Person, don't touch anybody. I Guinea for today we speak here. Revolution now must take place. Nipe we nutu. Any guards, your bread is a national guard for now. Woman, the emergency home to mistaken say special forces. Said the two as the same. And I've said and I've mentioned. Say Guinea they don't kill themselves. Guineans, Malians, Senegalese, these three countries, special, tribal settings. So woman no Dumbuya, why am I dinky? Papa ni madinki. Or free papa to come to one village. If you don't know, or even through one village. He cares from the same village with this boy. 32-year boy, why in the kennel? 32-year boy, what didn't call French war school. 32-year boy, what didn't call Israeli school of war strategies. 32-year boy, what didn't call British Royal Army. 32-year-old boy was out in Cyprus. A man who see a war. And then a mass civilian government. Would you the powers of your own military? Now the young boy of 32 years at that time. And then a band team of free army. And then a band team of my boy no. And the Guinea Coup or inspector guard of honor, Independence Day, who are police IGP, who are military commandant, or may move beyond function, now rather than this the boy who usually. Now so we now no association that guided the Presidential Protection Force de la Guinea Presidential Protection Force, Special Forces. Home the whole gate, home the papa in the bedroom, home the one inside. No appear papa not came, or don't call the base scalu, and ordinary court now. Was it papa? Then can go for the poor to bet anything. Yajuano, Ajubre, Yaku. Why Yaku? A top over, take over, and will take you over. And to money boy can say, oh, I'm pa Guinea for any any constitutional society. And the ECOWAS say, ye be designing of the new constitution. Ye caretaker government. my 18 months, that is how it is normally done. And I see a man 11 months, that is how it is normally done. Next year, we hear an account. Near my bow, near setting the constitution, yan redesigning ye, yan shishin ye, yan for the old constitution, modification be our said in the yan famra. Now we are ECOWAS Baba Bow, near seeking international partnership from the UN and the European Union. So we need to come back to the running election, Yababuam, near running. These were the messages that one would expect say to contain in their communique, not to give instructions. And I've said, if they don't know it has happened in the history of ECOWAS 1975 inception and as establishment till today, sir. Only in 1998, whereas this country of Sierra Leone, Omubenya 3 former presidents in exile, Guinea, namely Joseph Momo, namely Valentine Strasser, namely Amechi Jankaba. How was it possible? Joseph Momo was overthrown by Valentine Strasser in any way on the stage coup. Bori and he was 22-year-old boy and no illiterate. Oye kunu tu papa na na jono. Om den ti helicopter no koda papa ne mpaso se mpa no so ede. The last time on so die, me mo want me kan brofo. The first speech o kan on air time tu papa no. O chi na ababo no so that asia. And o de ma Strasser se o na ate brofo no de ma no. Strasser so ye no yi vice president. Serge Musa, 23-year-old boy. And also be a president, vice president. Omo you imagine said, Omo pick everything from Rollins. It told me name Omo government in AFRC, Armed Forces Revolution Council. Now, today's president of Sierra Leone, Mada Bill, was part of that government. One and the third in command. And he was the oldest among them at the age of 28. And Tom has a 6 months time, no, on the government, you know, because Siaka Seven's age is so long. Oye no dima Momo for so long. It's the return country to democracy. And a mother view. A catcher boys, Mommy, boys said that the president in the in the 1 year. I know who's one farmer. And at this same mother view, or catcher and said, you will meet with State House. Of course. Name your bodyguard, Jenny, you meet Yami and Fetunko, and Tia said, will be adding to me one, no the Tiakosha conference room. And the guy was older than the two of them. Strasser was 25 years. Sajmusa was just 23-year-old boy. Omtia say me can in the AK-47 or say, Mother View, Eka say, Sajmusa said, Fahank of Cho Strasanka answer. And what it is and they know how wild that guy was. And also you know say, the bodyguard back home, and Fab Yimatin will handcuff woman straight away to Lungi Airport. And no mom same helicopter and Odin Ko Guinea, Kwaka Joseph Momo. Odin Kwaka Joseph Momo. Joseph Momo. And a mother view, or then, or running elections. My United Nations running elections. Tijanka Babayan. And when see my own Trekrumo, because one was part of the revolutionary too, Joseph Momo. And when then back to Accra, South of Dokohan and Wati. You understand me? And I will no mother view free Sierra Leone. Tijanka Babayan president. In no time than 2 years, and a Pakuruma, one of their boys, Sasa boys, and so on Tiasia, and we'll go to Tijankaba. And was adding helicopter, and was adding Guinea. 3 vice presidents in an Omutri, Sierra Leone embassy, Guinea, Ezra. And Titijanka by the end of 1998, now already in ECOWAS, you see Sierra Leone as a base, fighting in Liberia and then stopping the Sierra Leone atrocities. And ECOWAS so with there be Nigeria Fonse Debbie, Nigerian commander, Manu, and also there be with their one penny. So that was the only time ECOWAS, Nigerian army, a move in, a Koyi Kuruma, a chain handcuff for and then two, and Pamno. And the president in Mati Jankaba, Kofani Guinea man by, and Roja two, you know, Sasamo. This is the history. ECOWAS said to my baby. What the military now go to an answer with the COVID soldiers, Nakwa answer. Ghana was Kadibama, Togo, Bayin Sikadama. What call it Brofa? What the history of the continent, now the international dynamics of it. Now share the reactions of the international partners now. Moko Mkopis Kano. When boy in the countries are supporting. Who bet Mama loan? Talk go bet Mama Guinea loan. What sanctions frozen assets. My comic really booming as can outside the Munama de Koto. When they didn't assets Kokotu Togo from Guinea.
Opening and pay a better for education or the Amay.
I said, yeah, I can't. One record and one of my bam because I'm a mom, commission in purple food.
History a more de, history a more de, papa.
Ah, Papa, it's not anything. There's no single African country on earth, on Africa, except one time in the history of Namibia and the South African regime, African to Africa. And the South Africa in Namibia. As we speak, Nigeria with all her money, or Benin, Bosnia, $100 million that you're a Nigerian politician or worth more than $60 billion. Ghana, Wama Togo Skada. Cote d'Ivoire, Wama Ghana Skada. Cote d'Ivoire, Wama Burkina Skada. African countries, Obia o ni Yonko, Obia no Bika, Muninamu o China. China, Muninamu the China cast. Muninamu the European Union cast. Munia the IMF cast. Munia, what did then our countries also should be financially?
Yo. Opening, I'll have a better answer. Pay so Jimmy only in Como. Diplomatic consultant, and then Eddie and Como, which made you so. About say now, you know, Eddie, history, no. It's history, no, because history, no, and yet easy to come by. And it's about say for questions in the two hole. Now, so TB because you come on more day. Now, Muska.